Hello everybody and welcome to episode 13 in my Bosporan Kingdom campaign let's play for Imperator Rome, the 1.2 Cicero Beta. We left off in the last episode largely dealing with the internals of our kingdom, mostly focusing on some characters, rebuilding the economy, and trying to get our manpower back in order. The reason we're doing this is so that we can gear up for a little war against Sericea so we can get an extra tribal vassal. The reason we're doing that is to get the manpower we need to end up taking on Phrygia and maybe some of the smaller countries around here like Paphlagonia and the city-states, maybe even Sinope. Eventually, at some point, of course, we're going to be turning on Macedon, Bithynia, and Colchis. We'll have to see how that goes. We managed to secure ourselves a new ally in Egypt, so I think a Phrygian attack would be perfect. Now, before we get into what's going on our side of the world, I wanted to focus on what's going on in the western side of the world. There is a massive war going on right now between Carthage and Rome. Carthage essentially have half of Iberia at this point. They have obviously the southern half, and then they also have this little sliver of territory up here in Tarraconensis. They're in war with Rome right now, who occupied Transalpine Gaul, and Rome are the ones that have actually instigated the war. This is the first Roman-Carthaginian war, that's what it's called, and Rome have actually set out with a goal of taking Carthago. Now, it doesn't look like they're anywhere close to doing that, because it looks like they're getting overrun, at least in Gaul. Although they haven't really lost any territories elsewhere. Carthage are also in a war with some of the Greeks here, the Acragas, and they're also at war with Siculia. So Siculia and Acragas have taken back little chunks of Sicily, but Rome don't seem to be actively taking anything that I can see, at least. So I had a little look. Rome have 206 cohorts, so that's 200,000 men in the field, fully supplied, basically, with 5,000 gold. And they've got 150 territories, just about. So they are thick, they're doing fine, they haven't suffered any major losses or anything like that, and they also have 100 ships. Carthage, on the other hand, have 158 cohorts, so that's just slightly less, about 40 cohorts less. They also have really good manpower, also have really good money, and they also have slightly more ships and more territories. Obviously, they're almost double the territories. So it's a really interesting war. They're quite even. Carthage are definitely bigger and have the means to do way more damage, although Rome has a little bit more money. So I just thought it was a really kind of fun one to look at. I don't know who's going to win it. It does seem to be in Carthage's favor quite heavily. I think the war score is -30 for Rome right now, so that might come to an end. It looks like Carthage might get this. It's strange though, obviously we can't see what's going on, but I'd love to know, where are their armies? They have 200,000 men, 100 ships. What's going on? So I'd love to see, are they down in Sicily? Are they over here? You would imagine that they recently took territory here, so there must be some armies up here, you would imagine. So I'm eager to know, what's going on there. And I'm eager to see what happens in the end, I guess. So yeah, just thought we'd take that quick look over there. Obviously, Messenia have taken a big chunk of Greece, and we saw that in the last episode, and Cyrene has taken this chunk out of Egypt, which had happened by the last episode as well. So we won't really spend too much more time looking around the map. We want to focus internally. So something people have been asking me to do for a while now is to colonize part of the north. Now there's a reason I haven't been doing that. I've been passively letting our culture take hold, and I've been saying for a long time, oh man, it takes a real long time for that to happen, blah blah blah. And that's true, but you can force it and make it go quicker if you really wanted to. Now some reasons that I don't do that is because it is very labor intensive, micro intensive. It just takes a lot of time and it's not very fun to do. And obviously doing a let's play, I'm trying to make it interesting, but we'll do a little colonization here because there are 2 cities or territories that are just sitting here, part of a province that aren't complete yet. So we'll get that, and that will give you an idea of what colonization looks like and how long it takes. And some of the blockers that are actually coming up against doing it that I haven't really explained that you might not know about. So let's do it first. So the first thing that you need to actually start colonizing is you need 10 pops in an adjacent territory that has dominant culture or dominant and dominant religion, right? So you need at least 5 pops that are going to be Bosporan and Hellenic if there's only 10 pops there. So let's get in Ectinopolis. Let's get what we need there to be able to colonize Skyra and Tanarch. Okay, so if we go to view pops, we can see that there's currently a 70% Scythian culture. And by the way, in our country right now, we are only 37% Hellenistic because we took in so many slaves from all over the world, all these different cultures. And then, of course, we expanded down here, which is largely Dacian and different things like that. People keep saying call it Dacian. I'm just going to call it Dacian because that's just how I say it. Maybe I'll eventually correct myself in future. But right now, I have to stop and think every time I do that, so I'm just not going to do it right now. We called it Dacia since I was 13 playing Rome 1, so bear with me. Alright, so yeah, let's begin this colonization. Okay, so we need to make sure that we have what we need here ready to go. So let's go move pop. Now, because we don't have many Hellenic Bosporans here, we're going to take them in from Olbia. There seems to be 8 Hellenic Bosporan slave pops from Olbia. You can only move slaves, so we'll take as many as we can, and then we can't take any more. So you might be like, oh, that's weird. The reason we can't take any more is because there's holdings here. There's 2 holdings, and you need 10 slaves per holding. Now, we've already gone down just to 10. You might be thinking, well, why not 20? Right? It should be 20 slaves. It's 10 slaves per holding, but because this is actually a city, you end up getting a free available holding, right? An available holding that doesn't require to be manned by slaves. But the other holding does. And once the holding gets filled by someone, then you can't take the slaves off. And it's as simple as that. So just to reiterate that, essentially every holding in a territory, if it's empty, you can take the slaves away just fine. But if it's occupied, you can't. So essentially a holding is something that a character uses. You know, a character will have a holding somewhere. And the idea is like that's their estate, and they have slaves working that estate, and that's giving them money. And characters become more powerful when they have more holdings. So that's kind of the holding situation. Now, at Ectinopolis, we have managed to move a few more, but we're still not dominant culture. So we need to find some from other places. So this one can move in from a nearby area as well. And anything else? Hellenic? Not really. So what do we have now? Now we're up to 36%. Okay, we're getting close, but we're not there yet. So what we can do now is actually move them out. So we'll move a pop to Olbia, and we want to take people away from Ectinopolis that are Hellenic Scythian. There's one, there's another, and you got to be careful because the UI just swaps it around sometimes when it's because it's ordered on amounts of pops, I think. So we want to keep going Hellenic Scythian. We'll move the Hellenic Getian as well, actually. Get rid of them. The Zalmoxian Getian, get rid of them. Alright, let's check it now. View pops. We're still not quite there. We're almost there. We just need to take away some of the Scythians. So we'll move pop. I think that might be it. Now we're at 50-50, which if it's 50%, that counts as being dominant. So what we can do now is go, boom, colonize. And that's it, right? That's how you do it. And you can see why I don't want to do that for every one of these, at least not while we're recording the Let's Play, because God almighty, you can imagine how long it takes. Because on top of that, you also can only move within your own province or to the adjacent, a region adjacent, territory adjacent. So if we wanted to take the slaves from, let's say, here or here or something like that, if we want to take the slaves from here and move them up here, right, up to Vel, here's what you'd have to do. You'd have to take the slaves, move them to Chimeria, then move them from Chimeria to Urgat, and then move them from Urgat to Karoya, and then move them from Karoya to Vel. And you'd have to use this menu every time you do it. So, excuse my language, but fuck that. I don't want to do it. It's not fun. And the idea of this playthrough is to have fun. So until they clean up the UI and make that a little bit more easy to do, or if I was really trying to like min-max or something, then I would maybe do it. But right now, I'm not even bothered, you know, I'm just not that bothered. But I'd like to get this full province, so we'll finish off getting this one. So what we can do now, we've moved, all we did, by the way, was move one pop to do that colonization. So it's not that much. So we can go view pops, move pops from here, and now we can take in the Hellenic pops that we moved originally to Ectinopolis. So we go to Ectinopolis here, we see that there's 8 Hellenic Bosporans. And that's the most we can move because now they're still, they're locked by the holdings, I think. We go view pops. We are at 30% culture. So let's see who else we can move in. Hellenic Bosporan. Right, now we're at 50-50. Colonize, done. And that's how you do it. Now there's another thing as well where you cannot just keep colonizing from the same place. So if I wanted to colonize here from Skyra again, it would say, you can't do that because you just colonized somewhere from Skyra. You gotta wait a year. So you also can't even do it that quickly. You'd have to let time play and come back to it every year if you really wanted to just build out in a single line kind of thing. Or not even in a single line, sorry. If you wanted to get this place and then to get all the ones around it from there. So you'd have to, it's even a bit more awkward because you have to make sure you're doing it from a different place every single time. So it's just, it's a headache. It's a whole thing. So there you go. There's colonization. We've done it. I know how to do it. And that's why I was much more happy creating vassals to let them do it, because I cannot be bothered. Because it's just a pain. Alright, so if we go to our nation overview, another thing that was quite rightly brought up is the fact that something I hadn't been thinking of is we're so negative in our own culture, right? Only 37% is our culture right now. If you don't have pops of your own culture, that affects their happiness just a little bit, not too crazy, but just a little bit. And then obviously it compounds with religion and maybe something else that's affecting a certain class. So what we want to do, and by the way, if your happiness is affected, then your output's affected. So for a long time, manpower has been our problem. We're making 657 now, really good actually, but we want that to go higher, or if we can, or at least over time. So at the moment, I'm using all these policies to get extra manpower from the different areas we have, which makes sense, you know, if we want direct manpower. But really what we should be doing is focusing a bit more long term and converting these guys. Once they're happy, we'll get more manpower out of them because they'll be happy. So it's a bit more of a long-term investment, but for now, while we're positive in manpower, we can kind of afford to do this. Now, normally I wouldn't do this because a lot of our governors are quite old, so I wouldn't want to be switching the policies late into their life. For those who don't know, when your governor dies, you have to reassign their policies are randomly assigned. And you have to reassign them, and that costs political influence and a little bit of tyranny to do so as well, if it's not your primary governor. If it's an external one, changing it's going to affect a little bit of tyranny. It's only a tiny bit, but it's still a thing, because you're kind of forcing them to change their policy. I guess that's the idea. But we're going to do that. So the ones that we don't really need to be affecting are Macedonia, Mantanessa, and Abagosi, because these ones, or whatever it's called, Abaskoi, these ones, there's only a couple things down there, only a couple territories. We don't really need to affect them too much. But places like Maeotia Minores, right? It's 100% Scythian culture still, because it's only just getting into the territories now of getting majority religion. Typically, the way it works, if it's going to be passive, is when you get that majority religion, then it's going to be easier to convert the cultures after that. But we can kind of speed that up by changing the policy. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to change to cultural assimilation, which gives 3 assimilation speed. I thought it actually gave a bit more, but whatever. We're going to do the same in Bosporanum. In Maeotia, we're going to do the same as well. That's out here. Now in Taurica, we're going to do something different. Taurica is actually pretty good. It's 72% our culture, 90% Hellenic. Everything's pretty good there. So what we're going to do with that place instead is enact acquisition of wealth. So obviously I had a little read of these beforehand just to make sure I kind of know what I want to do at the beginning of the episode. I think acquisition of wealth I'm pretty happy to do, because essentially if we have a look at this, there is 65 citizen pops, 56 freemen, and 123 slaves. So there's a lot of slaves, which make tax income, and there's a lot of citizens, which make commerce income. So you could go with encourage trade, which will just boost the commerce that's coming out of there, which is not bad. Or you could go with acquisition, or you could do something like harsh treatment, which will get... Oh no, I'm thinking wrong. Sorry, bleed them dry, which will get more tax. So we could focus slaves, or we could focus commerce, or we could focus both. So I'm going to go with both. So it's less of each, but at least we do both. Acquisition of wealth means we're paying our governor a bit more, but our governor is our ruler, so I don't mind that. And we'll get 6% more tax, 6% more commerce. So it's a good mix of both, I think. So we're going to do that one. These ones are all fine. So yeah, then we need to just go with cultural assimilation pretty much everywhere else, I think. And hopefully over time this will pay off. And we'll start seeing this number go up. So remember this number, 37.3. Okay, 37% basically. And there's a few months time, or maybe in a few years time, we'll check back and see, is this up to like 40 or 45 or whatever. And that will give us an indication that we are converting people over time. Therefore, they're becoming more productive. Therefore, different things are going up. Where is Mantessa? Oh, Mantessa is just this one up here. Yeah, we don't need to change that. All right, so hopefully that's just a little bit of the bit more boring internals sorted for a while. Oh, a couple extra things is we wanted to build more training camps. So training camps are nice because it actually tells you in the macro builder or micro builder. What is it, the macro builder? Yeah, the macro builder. Where you get the most manpower benefits. So we'll get 21 building in Phanagoria. So we're going to build 2 of them there. And we'll probably leave it for now. Now, people were also saying you should be building barracks, because barracks are something new, kind of new. They're added into settlement buildings, not cities. So barracks can be built in settlements, and they give local manpower 20%. That's pretty good. And they also increase the freeman ideal. So it'll remove some slaves and change them over to freemen over time. So if you want to reduce your slave population, you can do that. It's just barracks cost a lot. You know, they cost 90. So I'm a little bit adverse to doing it in that regard. Also, something I wanted to build up here was another fortress. So let's do that. So I'm a little bit adverse just because it takes a lot of money and for very little gain. Because if you look at any one particular settlement, it's like, oh, we have 8 pops here, 9 pops. Like if we were to build a barracks here, we get 20% more manpower out of 1 pop. Like it's like, not really worth it that much. Although it would convert some of the tribesmen over time. Although they're already converting anyway. They should be. They are. Actually, they are not promoting though. So why is that? Let's just have a look at that. No props are promoting. Because of dominant culture. So it's converting the culture first and then it'll promote them up. Makes sense. Alright, so that's just some of the internals. That was a bit of a long-winded one, but hopefully that's addressed a lot of people's concerns regarding colonization and changing culture and things like that. Okay, so we have some disloyal characters. This guy's actually still disloyal and he's managed to live to 78 and he's showing no signs of slowing down right now. He's not sick or anything. It's kind of crazy. But I'm still pretty happy with how we've handled him because generally speaking, even though he's been disloyal the whole time, we've still been able to make use of his 11 finesse by having him in a job. People are like, oh, you should banish him, just get rid of him. But hey, the bribes have actually paid off. You know, we haven't had a problem with him. He hasn't accumulated that much money and we've been able to use his finesse. So I'm going to stick by my guns and say we handled that by not having a civil war. When he dies, then that whole power thing will go away. So it's fine. Although we have been towing the line, I guess. Alright, let's let time play. I think we're good to go now for a while. The barbarians... Oh yeah, so we left off just having beaten... We left off having gotten Kasaki's cavalry, who's now in charge... Cleanthes Urpasca, grandson of Kasaki, is now leading that army. And he's a 12-star or 12 marshal general. He's only 19, so he's a bit of a protege as well. And I was wondering what age Kasaki died at. He died at 69. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I guess... So in that last episode, we actually looked at him 2 years before. And he wasn't sick or anything. And it was fine. But in those 2 years, he fell very ill and he died. So it just happened so fast I wasn't really paying attention. So yeah, we're just going to keep our armies drilling, keep time moving on kind of fast for a while, gain some of that experience, build up our manpower, and then we're going to go east and attack Sericea. We already have a claim against them, and we're just going to watch how things unfold elsewhere. I have a feeling Egypt are probably going to end up going to war with Phrygia, and if they do, they're going to call us in, probably, and we'll join them. It'd be very awkward if they didn't call us in. But anyway, hopefully they do if they do end up going to war, and we'll hopefully then see if we can grab some territories here. I can't remember if we did it or not, but did we get a claim on this area? I feel like we did. I actually can't remember. So let's check. We have, okay, we have a CB on Phrygia. This will, okay, cool. It doesn't actually say what it is. I'm guessing if we were to click attack, it would tell us. Yeah, take Heraclius. Okay, so we did. I was just making sure. So we are prepared for that, which is nice. All right. So time is moving on the fastest at the moment. And like I was saying before, you know, getting down here, you're going to need heavy infantry and things like that. And some people are saying, like, get the iron that's up north, do the colonizations, but it's just not worth the time investment. We can get iron some other way. I believe in it. Military restructuring. Leostratus has initiated a wide-ranging restructuring. I thought we already saw something like that recently. Curiously, Artache has noticed... Yeah, so he wants to bolster the army and get a... Yeah, so, okay, that's fine. So, Leo will gain 5 more loyalty and the morale of his armies will go up. That's fine. Or we could say no and he'll lose loyalty, but sure, we'll just say yes, it's fine. I don't mind if they become more ambitious or if he becomes more ambitious. That's okay with me. He is the co-ruler after all. The awkward thing is, he is looking quite old now. He's 58. The awkward thing, I guess... Oh, he's depressed. That's sad. Can't do anything about that. There's no therapy. The awkward thing would be that if she dies before him, he's out. You know, he won't be the ruler anymore. And the succession will just happen. Their kid. Oh, actually, I just remembered. People were saying as well to use the Trophius to tutor our son. I didn't know you could do that. But the Trophius has a special ability to tutor the heir. This says is not adult. Is it too late? He's 11 years old. Does that count? I don't know. Choose a new ambition for the prince or princess is not adult. I guess it's too late. Did we miss our chance? Seems like it. So he was born on the 14th of August. But he's only 11. It says grow up. It doesn't seem like he's an adult. Am I doing something wrong here? I actually did it in testing and it worked fine, but I might have done it straight away rather than waiting. I was just testing to see what happens when you do it. Let me just test something else. And take him off. Yeah, let's put someone else on. So let's do Nataporus Auralusus. And see if he can do it. Yeah, I guess not. Huh. Oh well, I guess they really have to be quite young. Oh no, it's there now. Oh, maybe he needed to be 12? He's 12 now. Oh, okay. I guess you can't do it when he's a kid. Now you can do it. So he wants to become a tyrant. Philippus Spartacid. Also, who died? Iphicrates. Okay, that's not that big of a deal. He died having sex while he's 74. Wow. Anyway, so Philippus wants to become a tyrant. So right now, he's 12 years old. He's 3734. So that's actually not bad for finesse, I guess. He has a chance of gaining 1 martial and some corruption. Low chance of gaining 1 martial and 1 finesse and corruption. And low chance of losing some oratory and zeal. So he's got chances of this gaining, basically. And maybe a little bit of finesse. If he wants to become a tyrant. So yeah, we'll tutor him. Maybe focus on martial. Because that seems to be quite low for him. So we'll do tutor heir. Philippus Spartacid. Select. So yeah, so that's his traits. And then it says choose an education. Our royal tutor has been summoned to educate the reluctant young Philippus in manner of our choosing. So we can go with martials, oration, bureaucracy, matters in the divine. So, you know, if you want to focus on the different skills. He's lacking in martial for sure. So I think we'll go with a martial education. Now, interestingly, this says the chances of receiving a negative ambition are increased if your tutor is corrupt, ambitious, or cruel. Now, our tutor is prominent and honest, so that's good. So we'll go with that. And Philip will lose 10 loyalty for some reason, but okay. Now, I don't know what happens there. You don't have any noise. There's no feedback. Oh, now it says become great warrior. So I guess we got rid of the tyrant one. But it's still a chance of gaining martial, low chance of gaining 2 martial in one go, and a chance of losing finesse, oratory, and zeal. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if he gets better because of this. But that's kind of cool. You can... I don't know if it matters really what his tutor is, if you know what I mean. Like, his tutor has 1 martial. It doesn't seem to play an effect, which seems a bit silly. You'd imagine if he's a tutor, based on, you know, based on his stats, really should affect what the kid learns, maybe. Because they're skills, really, more than anything. And these are traits. So these are, like, skills that can improve or worsen over time. So, I don't know. I feel like that should definitely change based on who's teaching, but whatever. Because at the moment, it's essentially, you're just choosing 1 of 4 schemes that can happen. That's basically what you're doing. Right, we want to do the omen for Freeman happiness again. Want to get a new technology. We'll actually leave it for a while, I think. We lost our governor over here, so let's put a new one down. Athenodorus Pythid. Effective governor, civilization level are increased. Nice, yeah, he's actually a pretty good candidate for that then. Yeah. Alright. Let's keep letting time play. So our fleet has been building, by the way. So we're up to what looks to be 98. 98 ships. We're going to keep building. We know Phrygia's fleet is somewhere around the 140 mark. So build to navy. We're now pretty good for the amount of light ships. A little bit lacking in the middle and late. Actually, we'll go with heavy ones, I think. So we'll build some more octaires. So 2 more megapolyremes. And 5 more octaires. So that'll go 10 and 5. Yeah. We'll see how that shakes out. Some thick ships. You can't drill your ships, so there's not much else we can do with them. This guy is still... Oh, he's fallen ill now. He's got an infection and he's got diphtheria. So he's losing health pretty rapidly, actually, now. So he's very ill. He's 79. He's on his way out. So when he dies, you know, that's our only disloyal character, really, gone. So we should be fine. So, right, we're up to 45,000 manpower. It's time now, I think, to start moving our troops to the eastern border. Let's check the supply here. That seems fine. Cassique's cavalry, you're going to move them out. And Archius is second. Really need to come up with a name for these guys, but I'm going to wait until they do something and then name them based on that. So let's move them out. So we're going to move everything over here. ideally we won't lose manpower in this war, we'll gain it, hopefully, because we are gaining 640. So hopefully if we just avoid the really rough attrition areas, we can still gain some manpower and then start recruiting another army, because really having 3 is kind of ridiculous for the size that we are. Like if we were in a multiplayer session now, Phrygia would just destroy me, right? If that was a player, Phrygia would be like, that's not happening. Even Macedon would probably take advantage of this, but nevertheless, we're getting away with it for now. Because we advanced research levels, we've now got national manpower 5% down here. So let's grab that. And we've also got a decent amount of money. So maybe we can build training camps. We can get one in Charax. Might then build some barracks. Now the awkward thing with barracks is it doesn't tell me how many free men that we're going to be building on. I don't know why it doesn't tell you that. It seems really silly. So what we're going to need to do is find a place with a decent amount of pops that isn't a city. So something like this. This could take so long because of the way it shows it. So I think what I'll do actually is sort by where the most free men are. So Bosporanum. And then maybe have a look around to see something like here. This is a perfect spot for it, I think. Convert some of those slaves away. There's no slaves getting a surplus. There's a decent amount of tribesmen. So a barracks here I think would be nice because eventually over time they'll start promoting up to freemen. And it's just so labor intensive to do this stuff, you know. Another good one would be here. And here as well. So yeah, this is okay, we're out of money. So we'll wait until we save up a bit of a bulk and build a few more of those. So I think, what was the number? It was 37%. We're now up to 39.5. So we're on 37.3. We've gained 2%, basically 2.2%. Culture. So that's it's a decent amount of pops that have already converted. The preeminent Orola Orolasus. Some say that throughout the Bosporan Kingdom there is one constant. The deeds and character of Orola Orolasus precede him from the villas of the capital to the shabbiest border town. Okay, we've read this a few times. So do we invite him to a party? Or do we invite him at a fake address? What of it? Really, it doesn't really matter. We don't want to be messing with people's loyalty and things like that when there's just nothing to be gained out of it. So we'll lose a little bit of popularity here, but it's not that big of a deal. She is actually losing popularity right now. I'm gonna get her to siphon funds out of the treasury. Gonna get her then to... We could also patronize the arts further. Actually, something I've been meaning to do for a while was install provincial curators. And this will give population output 4% and extra loyalty. We don't need the loyalty, but the output 4% is really good because, you know, we've got 120 pops here, so 4% more output out of all those guys is pretty good. And that's just within the one town. We get it out of the whole province as well, so it takes a while to take effect. You know, we're in downtime for 2 years, but then after the 2 years, we're better established to get that out of them. Might also do it here, to be honest, because this is also another high pop area. Needs 72 influence, and we're gaining 2.2 every month. So wait for the year to end. There we go. So we're going to be getting more output out of the 2 largest places we have, basically, here and here, which is great. Vegetables. Speaking of vegetables, people had mentioned that I'd actually traded some of my surpluses away by doing internal trades, which is a really astute observation. We are producing things like wild game that we should be getting a capital surplus in furs and fish, and we're not. So I've actually messed up a bit, which I didn't realize. And that's because I'm trading out of Bosporanum by mistake to these 3. So these 3 I should be cancelling. So I'm going to cancel that. Going to cancel this one. And I'll explain why in just a sec, if you're not familiar. So those 3 being cancelled have actually just delivered me a surplus of fish, a surplus of furs, and a surplus of wild game. So now we're getting Archer Discipline 10%, we're getting Experience Decay 0.50%, and we're getting National Freeman Happiness 5%. So that is 3 faction-wide national buffs that we weren't otherwise getting. Anything else we could get? We're only producing 1 there, we're producing 1 here. That seems to be it. Yeah, that's pretty much the best we can do, I think. We're getting a surplus of almost all of our goods, except for 3 of them. But we're at max trade routes right now anyway, so that's fine. If we wanted to get another surplus, essentially we'd have to cancel one of these and get the surplus. So yeah, pretty good. But that means that elsewhere, whatever we were trading that way, I think we were just trading it over here and here. You know, it's kind of not really taking effect anymore. All right, we're up to 667 per month, and we're gaining 53,000. Good. A shadow of doubt. Worrying rumors are spreading amongst our people that our nation has fallen from grace. Disturbingly, what started as idle chatter has begun to grow, and the very stability of the Bosporan Kingdom is at stake. Were we to hold a national feast day, it might sway our opinion in favor once more. So we could hold a banquet, 38 political influence, which we don't have, by the way. We've only got 3. And that'll gain 10 stability and gain 10 popularity for our queen. So we'll do it. Minus 34. So I guess that's interesting. I didn't really realize you could go below 0. I feel like we just shouldn't have been allowed to pay for that. But oh well. I guess we just can't use influence now for a while. Fair enough. I don't really mind that. I guess it's a soft cap. Any more inventions? So yeah, we do have good money. Civilization change increased. 220 gold for each one of these though now. Omen power 5%. Let's get that. 672. Omen power 5%. So this should go up now next month. It went down. Okay. Well, with our Omen being more powerful, I would have thought the Freeman happiness would have went higher. I thought, which would have given us more of that. But whatever. It seems to be just fluctuating a little bit from the random changes in promotions and things like that. Whoa! We're in war. We're at war with Cyrene. The Hellenistic regional power of Cyrene declared war upon Egypt. We're now obliged to help. The question is, do I really want to help that? I do want Cyrene or Egypt to succeed. They have 69 cohorts. Egypt have 184. They should be able to handle this on their own. They should be able to handle it. If they seem to be oh, you know what? We could send the fleet south and just kind of mess with them a little bit. That would be kind of fun. Not sure what the naval range is going to be out here. It's not within naval range, so we will take attrition up to 15%. We take attrition no matter where we are until we get to about here. So yeah, that's our naval attrition. Well, we could go down and make some raids. We've got some heavy ships and things like that. And actually, they have Alexandria. Oh man, it's tempting to almost see if we could take Alexandria. Could we get that in a war? That seems quite far away. I don't know, maybe. It's tempting just because there's a lot of pops there, obviously. They're all Hellenic. They're brilliant pops to bring back, you know? Sorry, am I hitting... Sorry, I just noticed the audio on my mic. If I've been... Oh my god, if I've been messing with my mic this whole stream... Or not stream, Let's Play, that'd be annoying. I might be a bit too close to it, maybe. I'll back it off a bit. Sorry, oh my god. We're 30 minutes in, so I don't want to redo this at this point. But hopefully it's okay. Right, we're going to send the ships down just for fun and see what happens down there. So let's turn on the war music. Who's leading it? Rudram Kasaki. Wow, the Kasakis, man, they're very military focused. So we'll take a little attrition, but we might just come down here just to have a look at what's going on. But I'm still going to go for my war against Sericea. Seeing as this war has just started, let's begin this one. So Sarmatia, right, declare war. They don't have any allies. We're not going to be calling in Egypt. Subcarpathia and Zargadava are vassals, or Klein states, I should say, are going to help us in this one. So here we are, we're ready to go. We're going to push in on top of that fort. We're going to get Kasaki's cavalry to run far back. And we're going to get the Olympians to go even further in to the other fort. Actually, yeah, Kasaki's cavalry can just stay around here. Oh yeah, and we have access to... That's nice. We can actually use this territory as a launch pad. So that's cool. We're off. We're in war straight away. Straight down south to Egypt with the navy. I'm actually going to build a ship up here if I can as well. Just one for now. And we can build to that fleet. So yeah, we're going to be taking a little bit of attrition on these boats. Which I'm not too sure what that means. Does it just mean we start taking ships, our ship's strength goes down? I guess we'll see. Because there's no men on the ships, right? There's no, like, armies being transported, so they can't really take attrition that way. Rome are looking to get some grain. No problem. Alright, we're winning our first battle. Just about, though, actually. Not that easily. We have a big terrain penalty crossing here. A -3. Oh, sorry, I'm Speed is going a bit too fast. We'll just put it on 4 for now. I think we'll get Kasaki's cavalry to give chase in here. Alright, no problem. So the siege has begun. Yeah, there's a lot of armies coming in this way. So I think if Kasaki's cavalry could just sit with them and provide support, that'd be great. While the Olympians go south and sit on the other fort. Beautiful. Alright, we've won all those battles. Excellent. Yeah, we'll just sit here. Or like there maybe, and stay next to these guys so we can help lend a hand. We need to lock down all these places. They're recruiting everywhere. Alright, how's the Navy doing? Still not there yet. So yeah, it says... Oh, so it is taking ship damage. Okay. So we'll just come down for a quick raid, see what we can do. We can even capture ports and things like that just to help with the war. Oh, and look, Egypt are actually sieging, so I might make a breach for them. Yeah, I think Egypt are going to get their territory back. There's the Phrygian Navy, by the way. Very cool. We're just passing by each other. That's so cool. You could so imagine it. Like, you know, you're at sea, you see this big fleet in the distance, like, that's the Phrygian Navy, and we were at war with them not too long ago. I love it. Alright, we're stealing some I don't even want to steal pops. I just want to lock down bits of territory here. I'm going to come in to help the sieging army here. Do we want to do assaults? That would be pretty crazy, but no, I don't think it's a good idea. Alright, let's see. Outside of naval range, sure. Lack of commander on the 2nd. Oh yeah, that's fine. So we're going to build to the navy. I want to build some of the bigger ships again. They cost a lot of money though. And then a lot of hexers. Okay. It's all of our money for now. I love the fact that we're able to maintain being at war and just making a lot of money at the same time. That just shows how little armies we actually are paying. Alright, Kasaki's cavalry. We managed to beat these dudes here. We're just going to head up here, lock down some of the territories and stop them reclaiming it, because they're just going to keep recruiting from there. Defenders are deserting. Siege is going well. There's actually barely anyone in it now. The granaries raided. We've received word from local officials of the province of Kraboisia that several important provincial food stockpiles have been looted by malcontents, owing to the contempt for the government across the area. It seems they hope to make tensions... Is there... are they low loyalty? Replace the stockpile. Vazina can cover the cost, so that's the governor. He'll lose some loyalty doing that. The brigands will be caught and the grain returned. We'll lose 4,000 manpower doing that. No. Let them go hungry. I'll let the guy cover the costs. So it's here. So loyalty was a little low, but it's coming back up. I think loyalty was low because that governor had them on bleed them dry for a long time. The food is going down to Mantessa. That's fine, that's fine. So what are we at now culture-wise? Curious to know. 41%. It's going up nicely. It's going up way quicker with the provincial governor policies, which is great to see. Okay, just want to make sure we don't make any silly mistakes with that area. Let's just check down here real quick. So we've arrived. We can capture the port of Canopus. We can do a port raid on the siege of Alexandria. Heavy ships break open the fortifications of the port, creating a breach that the besieging force can make use of. Fortified ports are no match for the enormous megapolaremes, purpose-built for bringing down. The territory of Alexandria loses a fortress. Wow, okay. It's so annoying that there's no like noise or anything with that stuff. Slave raid. We gain 3 aggressive expansion. Macedonian freeman in Alexandria moves to Tafros, and a Macedonian freeman in Alexandria becomes a slave. Okay. Let's head along to their capital and keep doing that. I can transfer occupation of this to Egypt, which I'm going to do. I'm going to support my ally. There you go. Now they got Alexandria because we removed the fort on it, so they just easily took it. Oh shit, 34,000 though coming in. They might not win. Very curious to see how that war is going to play out for them. A lot of Saracens now. Seems like they're recruiting mercenaries. Yeah. Well, as long as we get these 2 forts, we win, basically. So we don't have to worry too much. Damn, though. They're actually recapping their stuff faster than it. Okay, so we capture that. So this, and this are going to be capped, which is fine. So now we're just going to have to head towards that other army to help them out. Good stuff. We've got disloyal characters. We actually have a few of them now. Why is that? Is there a problem? Loyalty changes by negative 0.55 because of scorned family. Plotting quietly. Okay, there's nothing I can do about that. And he's 78, so I'm not worried about him. This guy. Power base. He might be a concern. His power base is actually quite good. He's a governor. Gonna give him free hands, and that'll increase his loyalty and his corruption. He's actually quite corrupt. We'll deal with him later, but for now, that's fine now. And Vizina. He's just unhappy because of what just happened. I granted him a holding, though. Oof, that was loud. Alright, what can we do here? We can capture the port and slave raid. Take an aggressive expansion every time. We'll do one more slave raid, probably up at the capital. So the original corrupt guy is dead. He died from a highly stressful environment at 82. I don't know what that necessarily means. Alright, we've won that battle there. So we're recapping everything just fine. Just worried about these guys. They're about to have a big battle. This is Leo Stratus. Let's set him on skirmishing. Hope for the best with that. They're coming in with some heavy cav. Battle has begun. Could force march in just to help in case it goes wrong. Macedon wants salt. It's fine by me. Okay, so the Battle of Skarin. We had the wrong tactic and negative terrain modifiers. But we're coming in with reinforcements. We're winning anyway, but they're coming in with reinforcements as well, so it's just good to be safe. The cavalry's moving east as well now. They put up a good fight with their mercenaries, I guess. How's that navy doing? Holy shit, look at all the... Oh my days. Mercenaries, mercenaries. These ones aren't, though. There's actually a sandstorm happening here. Oh my god, looks like Egypt have just about won that fight as well. Good on them. In a way, I'd be pulling for the smaller. You know, I actually like Cyrene. One of my favorite factions to play in this time period. Because I think it's just an interesting area. So I kind of feel bad, but I need Egypt to be strong. They're my ally. I need them strong against Phrygia. Alright, let's keep pushing. Oh, we can't actually come out that way. What was it? It was Archias II. Yeah, so Archias II will head that way. Kasaki's cavalry, I think we can actually run and jump on these guys when they get there. There is a lot, but I feel like he'll do good. Because their morale is quite low. There we go. Yeah. So we a lot of losses in that battle, but with the low morale, it was a good, I think it was a good combat. A good engagement. 9,000 there. Yeah, see if we can take them out. Once the siege is over, I think we're done. Where's their capital, actually? I'm not even sure. So just wipe out some of these remaining units. There's 11,000 moving to here, I think. Actually, stay where you are. Stay where you are. They're probably going to start recapping a bit. Okay, we won the siege. Nice, nice, nice. Right, we're both going to jump on that. So Archius II, the Olympians with Leo Stratus, they're both going to jump on this guy. And our new Cascades Cavalry is going to try and... You know what? I think this is actually suicide. I don't know if we should really go for this engagement. It says we're going to win, but I don't think it's a good engagement. Oh, no, it is, because they actually left. Nice. Good job, then. Oh, by the way, we could probably just end it. So, become a subject. So, Sericea becomes a tribal vassal of Bosporan Kingdom. And it seems like they're going to do it. There we go. Vassalized. So that was just a quick war. Obviously, we just wanted to get the manpower, extra bit of manpower out of them. We only get like 10 or 20 or something like that, but it's also just something we don't have to worry about, and these guys aren't then going to attack it and grow even bigger. So that was the kind of ideas behind that war. So just a small little war. Quick one. Nothing too crazy. So that's done. We can focus back down on the Navy. How's our ships now? They're pretty damaged. They're actually not too damaged. Not too damaged. Some of them are. One's on 2%, actually, I just saw. So the capital is here. We're going to go capture port, which I think we'll capture this one. And a slave raid again. I'm going to do that one more time. Grab some of those pops. So we can't do a capture on this port because the ship's in there. And our ships are too damaged now to actually do the port raid, which we could have done and forced this fleet out and defeated their fleet, which would have been kind of fun. But we have to retreat and head home and replenish the ships. Gotta watch out for those pirates as well moving around. We can probably... I feel like we can kind of turn off the war music now because the war is basically over, although for Egypt it's still going on, obviously. Some of our straggler ships are being attacked by those pirates. 34,000 versus 37,000. More coming in from Egypt. The Battle of Graius. Looks like Egypt will win if these guys just get in there. There they go. One of our ships is just lost from the attrition. Gotta watch out for that. There's the Phrygian Navy again. We're just passing by. And keep an eye on those guys. Next military tradition is done. We have specialist infantry, which is archer discipline 10%. Nice. Alright, cool. So let's do a little recap on how things have been going. So, we've now converted up to 42.73%, right? So that means we've gained about 5 or 6% from conversions. And we have 1,500 pops, so 5% of those 1,500 have converted, which is nice. We're lacking a researcher. Okay, let's get this guy on the job. New inventions. Do we need anything, really? Monthly civilization change would be kind of nice. Can only afford the one. Lack of commander on the other ships. That's fine, we're going to combine the fleets anyway. Everything else is pretty good. The Olympic Games, who do we want to send? Send the second guy. How's our son? Oh my days, look at that. That tutoring worked brilliantly. And he's still trying to become a great warrior. So he still has a chance of gaining all the time. 8, 7, 3, and 4. I mean, he's not that good, but 8 is getting to the point where it's starting to be good. And he can still gain traits and stuff that might help or hinder it. So I'm pretty happy with that. How's she doing? She's okay as well. Olympia's doing just fine. We have a lot of forts around here. We have a lot of forts. Oh yeah, some people are saying move your commerce to free trade. It's actually kind of interesting. You make a little bit more money doing that, but you sacrifice the trades that come in. So right now we get 2 extra import routes. If we do that, we lose 2 of them. So I don't really want to do that. We make a little bit of more money. I tested it out. We make a little bit more. Not really worth it though, in my opinion. We're only making 16 now while we're in this war. So, the next thing would be Phrygia, or someone around Phrygia. Caught red-handed. Hauled in front of the court. Euthalia, our younger sister, is a sorry sight. Caught with wicked pike in hand, she is said to have been ready to strike down Philoclea naked in a brutal act of violence. Luckily, passers-by were quick enough to act and prevent this terrible deed, and we now have the task of passing judgment on the wicked Euthalia. So we could lose 10 stability by saying we shouldn't be too hasty, or we could throw in the dungeon. think we might have to throw her in the dungeon. It's our younger sister. She's sort of disloyal as well. Why is she so disloyal? Because she's a pretender. Yeah, she's next in line, isn't she, after our son? Yeah, hate to do it, but, you know, I don't want to be taking this 10 stability hit because of your rash actions. Although she will gain loyalty, which would be kind of nice, considering she's losing it over time. Although she's not powerful or anything, she's not going to do anything with it. But during secession, it would be nice not to have her disloyal. You know what? Okay, we'll take the stability hit. I don't think it's really the right thing to do in the long term, but we'll do it. We'll do it. Stability's now going to be going up anyway. Where's the Navy? Navy is back home, is it? Oh, not yet, actually. It's just coming back now. So we want to merge these two. Minister of Excellence, Orola Dromeketi, is a fine example of in a fine display of financial acumen, has made significant alterations to the national budget. We should expect to see much better revenue this year. Tax has gone up 10%. Good. Excellent. 54 income from tax right now. Right, I'm going to move these two ships in to combine together, so we'll be up to 118? Olympics are concluded. Better luck next time. There we go. 118. Dock these ships. Actually, let's send them up to the capital. It's kind of cool. And they can repair up there. So we lost about, I want to say 10,000 manpower in that war. We're up to 686 per month now. So that's pretty good. It's higher than we started. Not by that much, but it is higher. And like I said, we are investing long term. I think this is active now. I feel like 2 years have probably passed. So population output has increased. We have 2 free buildings now that we could be building here. So let me see actually, what would a training camp do for us in Tafros? It would give us 90 more manpower. I'm building 2 of those. Damn right. Population are pretty happy. We have lost a lot of slaves here. Or we've either moved them or they've migrated away or whatever. Although slaves don't migrate actually. So yeah, they must have just promoted up because we do have 100 citizens and freemen now. That's probably what happened. A bungling burglar. In the dead of night, Veneza Orolosus scaled the walls of the abode belonging to Olympia the First. What he failed to recognize perhaps was that Olympia herself was indulging in late-night wine tasting session with a few of her closest friends. Needless to say, he came to his senses after being pitched from the nearest balcony. Wow, he's after losing 20 health. Jesus, nearly dead. These pirates are pissing me off. Let's put... Oh, this fleet needs to heal, actually. It needs to stay where it is. Alright. I've turned off the war music for now, although we're going to have a look at how's it going with the war down south. We're not actively taking part, but maybe we might ship someone down there to help out. Because Egypt have a lot of the territory, so they should be winning, so let's check. Yeah, oh my god. They're winning 71. This war should just end now. Come on, guys. It's pretty much over. Just end the war. End the war. Why would you wait any longer at this point? 71. So we managed to take 33 slaves, kill 11 pops. The army losses on either side are actually really even. 67,000 each. Cyrene has not taken any pops from Egypt, though. They're just kind of reclaiming their own territories, I think. They're sieging a fort down south now, though. So it's not really our war. It's not really our... You know, we don't have to worry about it. Gonna keep drilling. I know it costs money, but I like keeping the experience up and generating more military experience. The next thing we get is Archer Hill combat bonus, Heavy Infantry Hill bonus, and Light Infantry Hill bonus. So anytime we fight in hills, we get a bonus. And then we'll also get combined arms of offense and defense for light infantry. I don't think we actually even have much light infantry. Oh no, we do. We do. I thought we just had archers. Cool. Alright, we're up to 700 per month now, manpower. That's great. It's definitely rising. Food here is a bit of an issue. I don't really care though. Is that causing a problem? Sinopian Civil War. They seem fine to me. Yeah, is there anything I can do about this really quickly? So, the cult, or the religion is pretty much done. The assimilations are beginning, although they are really slow. How old is this guy? He's 54. So that'll speed it up a lot. 3.4%. So now it's at 1.16. So that guy died. Getia has just waged war on us. Getia declared war on us. Oh shit. Well, we're straight back into the thick of it. A petitioner approaches. A senior citizen by the name of Rudrokane Kasaki, who's leading the navy, approached our Basilissa in private this morning. In a hushed voice, he spoke of a vision of the near future in which he was founded by his loved ones, having been crucified by zealots. With shaking hands, he offered all his worldly goods to the state in return for our protection. Oh, how awful. We should take good care of him. Or we could say, look, it's going to be well. It was just a dream. I'm going to do that one, actually. Stability I like. Stability gives us income in the long run, if we can keep it high, which I think we can. If we do this. Boom. Alright, so that was unexpected. Geti have actually gone to war with us, and all of our forts now here that people keep saying I should delete are just auto-capturing everything. Alright, Kasaki. You're Pasca. Get running. Alright, we'll just send some armies out that way. I'm gonna keep these guys over here for now. Actually, I guess we should send them all over. We really do need to start recruiting another army, though. Okay, lack of a governor. Oh, so this governor down here died. We have Rubobustes Dromachietius, who's the best man for the job. Let's put him down there. Look at that. Instant grab of like 20 war score from that. I don't know what we're going to do with Getia. I guess, are they a tribe? I guess we could vassalize them as well. We're going to have a lot of tribal vassals. See if we can wrap this one up real quickly, because we're coming to the end of the episode. They have a lot of troops though. And who else is in the war? No one else just yet. Do they have any allies? They have an ally with Bastia, so they might come in as well. They do seem to have a lot of troops, 37,000. You know what? Actually, the big armies should get on the boats and just come over. That would be the ideal thing to do with them. It's going to take them a long time to kind of grind through the forts to actually invade us and do any significant damage. The cavalry's on the way. So how many forts do they have? They've only got the one fort, so this should be quick, in theory. I feel like my armies are moving really slowly. Alright, so they're on the boats. Let's get this army over on the boats as well. I should sort that food out. There's no way to sort the food out, though, without having a trade route here. We'd need encouraged... Oh, yeah, because I changed... Okay, yeah. With encouraged trade, we have a trade route, and then we can import some food. But even then, you need to be able to import 2 lots of it to actually use it. Not just one. So there's not that much I can do about it, really. Next month is... Okay. Well, whatever. I really don't care about Vel right now. Alright, well, here we are. The cavalry is in place. They have 25,000 sitting on one of my forts. Let's just chill at the back for a second while we think of what we need to do. No, I can't go that way. 7,000 here. Alright, let's just run in, destroy them. Okay, the boats are loaded up with 35,000 men. We're going to drop them here. And then just push in. Okay, cavalry's doing a great job. This war with Cyrene is still going, but they're starting to lose it now. They're losing some of their ground. They had 70 and now they're down to 49. Wow, we're still gaining manpower even while we're taking attrition at sea. That's quite pretty good. Oh, they have 2 forts. Okay. Well, maybe my allies here, Zargadava, might be able to do something. Basti have joined the war now. Okay, starting the invasion. So what do we got? We got 19,000, 16,000. They've got 28 that we can see. Kaseki is going to take out the army here, which is actually just about to finish that siege. The 27,000 is moving in on top of the cavalry right now. We're going to force march to get in there. So Kaseki has managed to take them out really no problem. The battle's about to happen here, but if we can get the archers the second in there, we have the fort terrain and the superior general. I think that can do really well. Yeah, should be able to do it. There we go. Now, having deception on when we've got this amount of troops, I don't think will be a good idea. We want to do something like phalanx, I think. Actually, no, let's do bottleneck. So just put both of them on bottleneck. I don't know who's going to be the leading general. Alright, battle is starting. Yeah. So with the terrain penalties that they're going to suffer, they're not going to win that. They can't really win that kind of fort battle. So we need to now just push as hard as we can, conquer all of this stuff. And then same with this army. So this one can now force march up to the fort. Kaseki's cavalry can just run with them, I guess. Actually, probably run this way. Yeah, so we're rushing north with our main army. And cavalry is going to clean up the smaller groups that we see that will be encountered by Leostratus as the Olympians. Who's going to fight here? I don't see. Oh, it's my ally that are moving that way. 7,000. Could turn that into a win if we just jump in here. Oh, so sorry, I got confused. The 20,000 that retreated out of this fight actually arrived here. And Kaseki is now like trying to wipe them out. And the fort siege is beginning. Okay. Well, there we go. The Olympians have arrived as well. So that'll put them down. Another 19,000. Damn, man. Where do they get these numbers from? Alright. A lot of little victories, which is good. We need to fall back, though, with the cavalry. It took a huge damage in that fight. We're at war with all this. Okay. I want them all to be my tribal vassals. Okay, we're winning on the fort still, which is good. Unfulfilled promises. Philippus Spartacus is registered his official displeasure at our continuing refusal to grant him a position befitting his stature. So our son is 18 and he wants a job. So he's losing loyalty because of that. That's all right. I didn't realize he was losing loyalty. Let's get him married. So let's find someone that maybe complements his traits. So 8744, not bad, but not amazing. This girl here, she's 32. She's just a little bit older, but she would have been a good candidate. I might look at what characters are coming next. So let's have a look at maybe... Let's have a look at the girls that are coming, you know, in the next few years, coming of age, I should say. So Philippa, she looks alright. 8. Already, 8 and 8. That's not bad. 9 for Zeal. Zeal and oratory are really what we're like looking for. Zeal and charisma. She might mature into something good, which sounds really gross to say, because she's like 6 or whatever. She's 10 years old, 6 and 3. I think we'll wait just a little bit, see how some of these characters shape up, and then we'll marry him if we need to. Because we don't immediately need to marry him. Because he's not going to be ruling anytime, like, immediately. But he wants a job, so let's give him a job. He had good martial. Oh yeah, these guys suck, so let's pop him here. Well, that's weird. Why can't I... Oh, sorry, he's right there. There we go. So we've improved our government just a little bit, and his loyalty will go up now, and should be great. Damn, this episode's definitely going to run over. If I don't win this in like 3 minutes, I'll have to just end it midway through, I think. Let's put him on unit reorganization, get the cavalry back up to snuff. Alright, they're getting less and less and less territory, which is good. We have an army coming in on us right now, though. Alright, Leo Strata should be able to handle himself. 65 years old, no problems. Yeah, there we go. Negative terrain for them. We rolled bad, but we'll easily win. Got a little bit of extra discipline, things like that. The fort is now at 0%, so it's changing hands, essentially. From their chances to our chances. Barbarians, eh? Okay, that should be handled by our clients. How's the war down here? Pretty bad, although I say bad. Egypt still have the important things, which is Alexandria. Tactical genius. After a success in a number of battles, Leo Spartacus has begun to display an exceptional ability in the field. He gains tactician, a true prodigy. He's up to 10. What a legend. Alright. Alright, so how much does he have left? 15 Thawi. The fort is blocking us from really making good progress, so we have to head south. Alright, we don't have all the cavalry back yet, but we'll just start sending them in. Alright. Titles unassigned, the Doctor. We're pretty low for good finesse characters now. 35%. We just want that fort to fall, and then it'll be so much easier. We can just kind of mop up the rest. There's only 2 more forts after that. King Danilo offers friendship, and he's the king of the Dacian local power of Subcarpathia. We don't need his friendship. We're fine. He's our client. We don't need to be friends. Alright, let's jump on that. Friends across borders. Our guy in government, our son, Philip, has friends far outside our borders, often trying to use his network to the advantage of our nation. He believes his friendship with Wise One of Potulentia could put into use their opinion of us. So where are they? Yeah, actually, you know what? They'll gain 20 opinion. He'll gain 200 gold, though. Sure, let's just do it. A little bit of extra opinion can't hurt. Alright, this fort should fall now any moment. Come on. Befitting stature. Holy shit. Philip is settling well into his new role. Whilst he's of the belief that this was only befitting a man of his stature, he's decided to show his gratitude by offering a small donation to the state. 441. Holy crap, that's a lot of money. My son. I'm so proud. Let's wipe that. Just wipe that little single stack out. Just prevent them from recruiting anywhere here. One of them did retreat south out this way, though, so... Alright, going pretty well, actually. Not too difficult indeed at all. Alright, the siege is won. Let's go straight to the next one. and go for this other fort here as well. So we're going to start taking both forts at the same time. Oh, there is actually one last fort all the way back there, but we might just be able to get the win anyway. Because Getty are pretty much overrun, so we could definitely tribal vassal them, but if I could get this capital, then we can get both. So that's what I'd like to do. And then we'll call it. Oh wow, this is going down really quickly. Or at least we got a good roll on the first one. Yeah, no, it's going pretty quick actually. Citizens abroad. Some of our citizens have left Tenaeus Bosporan to settle down in our vassal Sarmatia city of Katis Tenaeus. That's fine. Can't do anything about it. 720. Alright, manpower is pretty good actually. And what's that culture at now? 45%, so we brought it up by 7 or 8. Good. So this fort is about to be done. Once this one's done, then there's really not much left other than just taking this final fort here, and then it's GG for this war. If we can avoid any more battles, that'd be great. I just don't want to engage. Let them take little bits of territory back if they want, but as long as we hold the capitals, that should be okay. Alright, that initial siege is won. They're 21% here. So tempted to try and assault it, but without heavy infantry, it would be not a great idea. Alright, there's not much left. These would be some great gains, and we'll still have the war with Egypt after this. And then probably in the next episode, we're going to start preparing the war for Phrygia. We've got almost have the fleet where it needs to be. Which really, actually, using that extra money, we should just be bolstering right now. I want the biggest fleet the world has ever seen. Alright, 0%. Shouldn't take too long now. My little allies came in handy. My little clients, they helped out, which is good. Awesome, that's it. Alright, GG. Sue for peace. Become a subject. Bastia becomes a tribal vassal. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. I'm after forgetting straight after we just did this before that we can only get one at a time. We can't get 2 tribal vassals in one war. I forgot that. But either way, it's fine. We'll just get the one. Sorry, my bad. I don't know how I forgot that. Or we could cheese it like I did before and release them. But that gives us aggressive expansion. I don't want to be bothering with that. So right now, we'll just get Getty as a tribal vassal. It's all well and good. See you later. So that's it. Peace with Getty. So now, if we zoom out, we have a look. What is this? What's going on here? Oh, it's just the way it was displaying. Okay, fine. So now we have Getty, Zargadava, Subcarpathia, Sarmatia, Sericea, and Heniochia, all as vassals or client states or whatever. So there's just nothing left for us now, really. Basically, other than just pushing north or south to deal with nations down there. And if we ever want to go to war with Iberia, we can now like cross through Sericea or through Heniochia to Colchis and things like that. So I'm going to take a look at these in the beginning of the next episode. Armenia are actually resurfacing a little bit because they actually fell apart more than that a while back. And we're going to see what the deal would be if we were to go for Colchis first rather than Phrygia first. But I kind of like the idea of going for Phrygia and calling in Egypt. I think they'd be willing to do it. Let me see. They would be willing to do it. And they have good manpower. They have decent amount of cohorts. They're obviously currently in their own war, but I think that's what we're going to look to do in the next episode. Okay, this one has been quite a long one. I got a little, I don't want to say burnt out, but I went a little quiet at the end just trying to wait for the war to end, so apologies for that. Well, anyway, it's fine. We focused a little bit on the internals. We've taken a little bit of the territories surrounding us, and now on to Phrygia. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.